It's a different vibe tonight.
It is completely a different vibe tonight.
So usually we're both sipping on some wine or a cocktail, whatever it may be.
Yep.
And my stomach was hurting really bad. And I was like, ugh, I shouldn't drink. So I was just like, feeling a little tense. As we usually do before we start these things.
Yes, definitely nervous.
So Lex was like, do you want to smoke? And I was like, you know what? Yes. We go outside. It's been very nice weather. Throw a nice sweater on.
All day. It's been like the perfect fall weather. Like, what the actual fuck? How are we supposed to know what was going to happen next?
And I think we maybe took 1 or 2 hits, and it started pouring.
Raining so hard. It was like a whole ass fucking rainstorm out there. We were being blown away by the Santa Ana winds.
But we kept smoking. We came out a little wet.
We were dedicated.
We were dedicated to finish that bowl.
Dedicated. Yeah, I packed it so
It's so funny because she packed it so fat, and that's when it started raining.
Yep, as soon as I was done, and I was like, oh, no.
So funny.
Yeah, that was pretty hilarious. Anyway, so the moral of telling that story is that, well...
We got high in a typhoon. Yes.
We're as high as kites.
And that's how we're going to start this off today, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Sponsored by sativa. Marijuana. But not really.
But not really.
Why did
you say that?
I just saw the little canister right here.
Oh, love that.
I was inspired.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Well, this episode,
Episode 10.
Episode 10! It's a milestone. We were going to do something super dope, but like, as you know from pretty much any other experience, if you've listened to all of the episodes, we're compulsive liars. And we decided to do something easy and convenient and honestly hilarious. So, with that being said, let's go on with the episode.
Episode 10, Messy Halloween.
Messy Halloween.
So, I know our last episode was about like, Halloween and like how we dress and all that. But this year, we actually threw a little shindig.
We did.
And getting prepared for an actual party, like it's different when it's like a kickback or game night, a couple people over. You don't really have to do much. But I think this was like the first like kind of party where we had to like decorate and like...
Yes. This was like, because usually we don't have to decorate or anything. We just have, we call it game nights. We just have people over and then it turns into us getting like drunk.
Yeah.
But this was like an actual like, okay, for Halloween, you throw a party and it's themed Halloween.
Yes.
And
like costumes were required.
Yes. So we were thinking about throwing a Halloween party in early October. We had went to the Halloween store because Gabby was getting ready to go to a Halloween party that weekend. And that was like, maybe the second week of October?
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, we should buy, like if we're going to do it, we should buy all the stuff. But we were still really undecided if we were going to do it or if we were going to go to other parties that night. So we were just like, you know what, like let's just hold off.
But we found the cutest decorations that night, too.
Oh, we did. We found some cute ones, yeah. We did, that's true.
And we're like, oh, when we come back, we're going to get this.
Yeah, we already knew. But the decorations that we had picked up that night were for, like, the outside, and we were thinking about getting more decorations for the inside for the party.
Right.
So, we go home that night, we decorate, whatever. Fast forward 2 weeks, and we're like, okay.
We literally decide 2 or 3 days before that we're going to have it.
Yes, we're for sure going to have a Halloween party. Like, let's do it. So we are like, okay, like I was like, I have this day only where we could go like shopping for Halloween stuff. And like, that's literally the Thursday before Halloween. Like that's the only day I could go within that week.
And mind you, if you got that fucked up, Halloween was on a Saturday.
Yeah. And this was on Thursday of that same week. So we...
So we're like, you know what? We thought in our minds, like, you know what? This will be a great excuse to go to Hobby Lobby.
Yes.
To buy decorations.
Our favorite place.
They have the cutest things. We're always there for at least over an hour.
Yeah.
Like, just looking at things we have no business buying.
100%.
Have no budget to be buying.
Literally.
And we're like, yeah, let's go to Hobby Lobby. And we go, and it's just all fall stuff. And I'm like,
like literally like straight up like turkeys, Thanksgiving,
the leaves,
like all that
of it.
stuff, and only that. And it's like It's like, okay, I know it's like the Thursday before Halloween, but there's no way in
But
hell
I'm like,
that there's
damn,
no Halloween stuff.
Halloween didn't pass already.
That's what I'm saying. And we were so confused. So then, not only does that, like, happen, we're just like, wow, there's no Halloween stuff. We were like, you know what, let's walk the store and see if we find anything. And we're walking the store, and we must have been at the store for, like, a cool 30 to 35 minutes at that point.
Yeah.
And we're just, at this point, looking at a bunch of BS that we don't need whatsoever, just for, like, the house and our rooms. And then we're walking down the, like, party aisle. It's not like a party aisle, but it has, like
party supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, my God, Gabby. And she's like, what? And I was like, this is a Christian-owned or Catholic-owned, church-owned company. They do not believe in Halloween. They do not believe in scaring kids at night.
They're a Christian-based company. So, yeah, and then we're just, like, kicking ourselves, like, what the fuck were we thinking coming here, wasting our lives?
Yeah. It was so funny that, like, we literally had to just laugh, and then at that point, just leave. We
Yeah.
bought, like, no, we didn't buy anything.
No,
huh?
literally the only thing, it's funny, because the only thing I walked out with was a cross.
Oh, my God, that's right. Oh, my gosh. It was so funny. And I was just like, we're actually so dumb. Like, to not even think about that. And then, like, right when we walked in, we had an inkling that there was, like, no Halloween stuff. And it's just like, why did we not put it together?
It's messy.
So
and
then
I was like, you know what? I was like, Alexis, like, I'm pretty sure there's, like, a party city nearby. Like, as we're walking out of the store, she's like, I don't know, like, are you sure? Like, I think you thought it was, like, farther away.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
A couple blocks, couple miles.
Yeah, no,
And
I was
just
not
like,
thinking
you know,
there was
I feel like there is, but you know what? Maybe you're right. Because Alexis has a way better sense of direction than I do. Like, for sure. And then you're like, oh, there's a Michael's across the street.
Yeah, I was like, let's go to Michael's. There's a Michael's across the street. For sure they're not, like, church-owned, so they'll have some Halloween decorations. So we're literally pulling out of the parking lot. And, like, where we live, it's, like, Hobby Lobby is all the way to the left of, like, the parking lot. So we're coming out, and we're going right, and then Michael's is literally directly across the street. So we're, like, making our way there, and Gabby almost gets hit by a fucking crazy person. Or, no. A crazy person, like, skips a stop sign and almost hits another crazy person.
Yes.
And then they were, like, honking at each other for 5 minutes. And while we're sitting there and Gabby's thinking about, like, where Michael's is, I'm just sitting there and I look out the window and directly to my right next to Hobby Lobby.
Like 2 stories down.
is Party City. And I was just like, oh my God.
And
why
I'm
are we
already,
so
like,
dumb?
basically about to, like, we're about
Go
to, like,
across
cross
the
the
street,
intersection.
yeah.
And there's no way I could turn around. And we just wasted our lives.
100%.
And you know what sucks even more? Like, we got to Michael's, and the only things that were left there were like in those
rats.
were like in those discount kind of boxes, like, you know, those things where they're just like, oh, like,
Yeah, it's like the crates, the
yeah,
discount
the
crates.
little, the discount crates, and there was like weird shit, like ugly stuff, like
Yeah, it
ugly
was
decor.
really not cute.
It wasn't cute, and we walked out with nothing.
But we walked around for like another 30 minutes. So we've already taken up, and mind you, like, we left at the house at what, 2? And I had work, I don't know, a couple hours later. I had something to do like a couple hours later, and I was like, we need to leave. Oh, no. We left at 12, and I had to go to work, I think at 2 or something. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
But we literally had such a limited time to be walking around, like, finding stuff. And we wasted now, like, an hour at 2 places that we had no business being at.
So after the failure at Michael's, we went back across the street to Party City.
But making our way back across the street was going to be
my
the
God.
craziest journey we'll ever go through in our entire lifetime. Not to be dramatic or anything.
What did it say? I should have just made a right, went all the way down the street, popped a U-turn, and I would have made it there faster that way than trying to go just straight across, because the assholes who are trying to turn are blocking the whole intersection.
Yeah, and then everybody's just honking and being crazy. And then
We
this
literally
one lady,
almost witnessed like 3 accidents.
Yes, but then this one lady, like, literally blocks us. Like, it's our turn finally to go across the street, and she blocks us, like, and the light only lasts like 2 seconds. And I was like, Gabby, honk. And she's like, and I was like, Gabby, honk. And she didn't want to honk. So I literally, like, reached across to her and laid my hand on the horn. Mind you, there's nowhere this lady can go. Like, she can't go left, she can't go right. She shouldn't have gone at all. But best believe I'm going to make her feel uncomfortable for blocking us and me having to wait another light. Like, yeah, now you have to look at me.
Mind you, she's honking
at
at her while she's stuck in the middle of the intersection. And I'm the car she sees. Like, I'm the only car she sees.
100%.
And I'm literally just sitting there contemplating my life while Alexis is just holding her hand on top of this fucking horn. Just like, how did I get here?
You know you're laughing, though. But it's just
funny.
like, I don't know. Shit like that makes me mad. So then we had to wait another light. And then we finally make it over to Party City. Just for there to be absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Not a goddamn thing.
And I'm like, shit. And I'm thinking, like, isn't it COVID? Like, I feel like there were so many parties this year.
Yeah.
Like,
I think, like, honestly, like, I know people will come for us because we had a party, but it's like, most of them actually were our coworkers. And we see them literally every single day. Not that that's necessarily an excuse, but it's like everybody consented to coming. Like, no one was forced. And, you know, when we leave our house, we're really safe about it. So, I don't know. That's how I feel about it. But, no, it was just super weird because there was absolutely
and, like,
nothing.
thank God, like, we're not feeling anything. Like,
yeah, for sure. But we even went to Target. Did we try Walmart? No,
we didn't go to Walmart. We didn't resort to that.
We just couldn't.
It was just an epic failure. So we literally didn't get anything that day. Fast forward to Friday, the day before Halloween. And Alexis has to go to work.
Yeah.
Like,
I worked
early.
a double. Yeah, I worked a double that day.
Yeah, she worked a double that day. So we got up pretty early, and then we're like, okay, you know what? Like, let's try Spirit Halloween. And we're like, yeah, like, that's where all the decorations were at that we wanted in the first place. And I remembered exactly. So we're walking into Spirit, and I was like, okay, let's just go straight to that spot. Like, we got to get it.
Yes.
There's nothing there.
Nothing in sight.
And we found, like, this really cool little skeleton that we wanted to, like, just have, like, chilling on the couch. And I think that skeleton was, like...
It was $100.
It was, like, $100.
I mean, Gabby looked at each other and we were like, dang, well, if this is going to be our only decoration, maybe we can go have it.
And I think at one point, like, we were both so defeated.
Seriously contemplating it.
Yeah, we were both so defeated, and Alexis is like, well, I guess we're just having a party.
Literally, I was like, there's going to be no decorations. You might not know it's Halloween, but fuck it. We're going to have a great time.
And then I think, you know what's even funnier? So Alexis was like, you know what? There's this store at the shops.
Oh my God.
So we're like, okay, like, this is a Hail Mary. This is the last place we could go to together before Alexis has to go to work.
Yeah. We were like...
And then I was kind of questioning her. I was like, really? Like, where? Like, I really didn't know where she was talking about. She's like, yeah, it's like where, like, Charming Charlie, like, used to be. And I was just like, oh, okay. So we get there.
First of all, we live in Ontario. And we went to, like, it's like an Ontario Upland, like, shopping center. And that's where we were at when we when we did our fucking triangle, basically. Hobby Lobby, Michael's,
Party City,
Michael's.
The Bermuda fucking Triangle.
The Bermuda fucking Triangle. Illuminati.
They
got us.
side.
They fucking got us. And that intersection?
Yeah.
Scary. Anyways. So, what was I talking about?
I don't know how we got to that. I'm high still.
Oh my God. Okay.
You're giving background to, like, going to the shops.
Oh yeah. So we were there and we had to drive all the way to Chino Hills. And this is like a 25-minute drive.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And so we drove over there, we pull up. Gabby, like, kind of parked far, so I got there, like, right away, and I parked, like, right in front.
Yeah, I didn't really know where she was talking about, so I was like, I'm just gonna park here.
And I walk up to this. It literally is decorated, in my defense, and all, like, it's like a Halloween castle type vibe.
It is. It looks like a Halloween store. Like, it's decked out in Halloween stuff.
But it turns out it's a virtual, like, maze or something that you can do that's, like, scary. And I was just like, what the fuck? I was so pressed.
And I literally looked at her and I was like, what are we gonna do? I was like, are we just not gonna decorate?
You're not gonna shit.
Like, literally the only thing we have is just, like, a couple fucking pumpkins.
That aren't even carved because we didn't get to carve our pumpkins. We literally bought, like, 4 pumpkins and didn't carve any of them.
Nope, none of them.
None of them.
Oh my God. So, and then after that, like, Alexis had to go to work. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to come through. Like, I'm going to make something happen, Captain. So I went to the Party City because I was already in Chino Hills. So I was like, maybe this Party City will have something. Nothing.
Nope.
Nothing. And I even asked the lady, and she was like, welcome to the party. And I was just like, bitch, I ain't got the time. Where is the Halloween decor? Where's fucking Halloween shit? And I didn't say that to her, of course. Like, but that's what I was saying in my mind. But anyways, she was just like, oh, no, we're completely sold out of everything. And I was like, thank you. I was like, okay. I was like, so you know what? I was like, Pinterest.
Yes.
Pinterest, you gotta come through for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was on Pinterest for like a cool hour inside Party City. And then I was just sending pictures to Lex and be like, okay, what do you think of this? What do you think of this?
Yeah, I'm literally like on the floor at work, like trying to help customers and like all this stuff. And I'm just like replying to Gaps, like, you know what? You got this. Like, you're going to do so great. Like, it's going to come out so good. LOL. Like,
when I say every decoration here was made out of tape, streamers,
and paper. Yes.
That's what the decorations
and lollipops.
And lollipops. And lollipops.
Shout out to the, what are they called? Blow pops.
Oh, yeah, little blow pops. I think the most decor I got were like these little balloons, the little gold letter balloons, and I just put like boo with a little exclamation point. It was pretty cute. But little DIY hack. So I saw my coworkers doing this. So you just get a little tissue or like a little napkin. You wrap it around a little lollipop and you draw, 3 little dots, like 2 eyes and a little mouth, and it looks like a little ghost. And you just tie a little string around it and boom.
Yep.
And then I got some orange tape and then I wrote the letters caution and just put that on the windows.
You did, and she did it all by hand.
Oh, my fucking hand.
With
let me just give you like... I was like, you know what? Let me get started on decorations the day before. Like, it's not going to take me long to write out caution on 2 fucking pieces of tape.
No.
When I say that was the only thing I did on Friday. Writing caution on this fucking tape. I ran out of ink in 2 Sharpies. I literally got to the point where I found like these like really thick like black markers, and I didn't tell you this, but I got like the Sharpies that were running out of ink and I was rubbing it against the black marker to try and get some more ink on. So I'm like rubbing these markers together like a desperate man stuck on an island trying to start a fire. I swear to God. That's how crazy I was going. I swear. So, I'm crying right now.
Me too. Got tears rolling.
So, eventually I get done with this fucking tape. And the sun's down. Literally, the sun is down.
I wish you guys could have seen it because it's like she works so hard.
I should have taken a picture of all the decorations.
I think I have a picture. I hope like I could post it somewhere, but literally she works so hard and it was just like a giant X just like
mind you, it wasn't even uneven. Like, and in my mind,
didn't
I
even
was
go
like,
all the way to the edges of the door.
It was so misplaced. Like, I think I was getting more delusional as I was working on this tape. And in my mind, I was like, oh yeah, this looks good. Oh my God. And then I woke up the next morning and I looked at it and I was like, oh.
And that's when it all became very clear.
But I was like, you know what? Halloween decorations are supposed to be like kind of ugly, you know? They're not supposed to be perfect. So I wasn't tripping. So the next day comes around. Alexis has work in the morning.
Yeah, I worked like all day.
So like, the day of Halloween.
So Friday, when Gabby was doing all of her arts and crafts, I worked in the morning. I worked Oh my God, what did I work on Friday? I think I worked 6 to 2 or something like that. And then, oh no, I didn't. I worked 11 to 7:30 or 11:30 to 7:30. And then I worked at Cane's from 9 to 5 a.m. So I didn't see like Gabby or anyone like at all Friday. And then Saturday I had work at like 11 or 12, I think. And I worked until 7:30. So again, I was like sleeping basically until I had to go to work. And then I literally was gone the whole day until 7:30, which was really 8:30 because of like by the time I get home and I get off and like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to help you with
There's no
literally
way.
anything. Not setting up, not
No.
doing decorations, like nothing. So this was literally all on Gabby. She really had to come through at this point. And I feel like out of the two of us, usually like I take on like the craft stuff.
Yes.
But let me tell you, Gabby went fucking in. Like, she went in.
I said, this is my time to shine, beach.
She said, Halloween hoop.
Halloween hoop. So, and I'm so glad I got that tape out of the way the day before. Because all the stuff I had to do the day of, like, I found, like, you know, a cute little, like, orange, like, little plastic tablecloth.
Sorry.
Ooh, that's the wine.
Oh, that's
The wine flowing.
It's crazy because it's like not even, look at.
Well,
Not
it's
even a
it's a
quarter.
big mug.
Well, you know, I didn't think
She's
of the,
deep.
I didn't think about the,
The circumference.
I was going to say the velocity and I knew it wasn't right. I knew that was fucking like speed.
I'm sure circumference is wrong too.
I think it's what is the radius?
No, that doesn't sound right.
Radius?
Anyways, so when I say everything was made out of paper, like I literally traced out like a bat on a black piece of poster paper and used that same bat to like trace and cut out all the rest. Threw these dark little bats on the wall. I got like these orange and purple streamers, like put it across like on the wall. What else did I do? Oh, and then I made this like giant little again, out of paper. I literally just looked up a YouTube video and I was like, spiderweb, bitch. And I found a
100%.
tutorial.
Because we couldn't even find a goddamn spider web.
We couldn't even find a spider
store.
web. We could not find absolutely nothing.
Nothing. I was pissed.
And then I just cleaned the place. And you know what? We had like a bunch of like, we have a bunch of tiny pumpkins, a bunch of big pumpkins. So it really added like a lot to it too.
Yeah.
So, you know what? And everyone was like pretty messed up that night.
Yeah, no one even paid any attention to all your hard work. No. Like, they didn't even realize what freaking had to happen in order to make that happen.
Like the blood, sweat, and tears that went into that. And when I was making those little ghost lollipops, I was using like, you know what's hilarious? I was using like a black marker. And it like stains, like permanent marker, okay? So I'm like on the table doing this while I'm eating, snacking, whatever. And then so I'm like, you know, dotting on the tissues a little, you know, 1 eye, 2 eye, you know.
Is that the
mouth.
dots on the table?
When I say about 35 dots in, I lift this tissue up. Nothing but dots on the table. Nothing but dots on the table.
Yeah.
And that's why the Purell sanitizer surface cleaner's here. I sprayed the fuck out of this table. Mm-hmm. Nope, she's there.
Yeah.
Those dots ain't going away.
They're not.
So I stained the table in the process of this.
But no, it was cool though. Like, dude,
I didn't think
her
you saw those
decorations. No, I saw them. Her decorations came out so good, and then I was able to literally just come home and like get ready. So like, I'm really grateful for you.
Yeah, I
for
think I
doing
was
that.
getting ready by the time you came home.
Yeah,
already.
it was so funny. So I'm just trying to figure all of that bullshit out.
It was great.
Yeah.
Absolutely hilarious. Yeah. Hilarious process. So it's just like, so I think the lesson learned here was that if you're going to throw a party where you need to decorate,
don't do it.
Buy your shit
before.
at least a week before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's my advice.
Yep. So before we get into the events of the party, we are going to actually tell you the entire story of Halloween, the infamous Halloween 2017. So, it's 2017. Gabriella Signs and Alexis, I'm not going to say my last name.
Oh my god, I don't know why you're like that when it goes to your last name.
We are going...
Alexis Monet. That's her middle name.
Yeah, I was like, that's not my last name. No, you're right. Okay. And Alexis Monet had no idea that tonight will be the night that will start their friendship. So let me give you a background of what was going on for me on the infamous Halloween 2017. So I was with my ex. I know we talked about it briefly in the previous episode, but we're just gonna really go in depth with this one. We're really gonna get visual.
We're gonna paint a picture for you.
Yes. So
I wonder if you could hear this plane going by.
Oh my god, probably. I thought I was hallucinating. Like I thought that wasn't real. So I just tried to ignore it.
She's real.
So okay. So I was with my ex. And we had decided that year that we were going to be Harry Potter and Hermione. And our dog was a little Ghostbuster. It was the cutest fucking thing ever. That's like the very first couple's costume I've pretty much ever done. And who knows if there will be more, but it was cute as fuck. And yeah, so I had told him ahead of time, like, hey, I really want to go to this Halloween party. Like, and then, like, the people who were hosting the party was one of our good friends, and she had said that, like, you know, just invite whoever. Like, they had a huge house. They were like, just invite whoever. So then my ex brought a couple of his friends just so that way, like, he wouldn't be kind of, like, out of place. And then one of his friends also worked with us at the time. So it was, like, kind of convenient because it was, like, kind of, like, well, he, like, invited him to type of thing.
Yeah.
So anyways, we go to this party, and I had work earlier in the day. And so again, I came home and I had to change and get ready really quick. And then I hadn't eaten anything all day other than, like, I think a bag of chips. Like, literally, I hadn't eaten anything. And
that sounds about right. That's what you do still.
I do that shit all the time, and I don't know why. It's like I know it's going to bite me in the ass every time. So anyways, that's what happened. And then we show up to the party. And what were your steps, like, coming into Halloween 2017?
I just knew that this party was going to be lit. And I'm pretty sure I was drunk already by the time I got there because I wasn't driving. And honestly, the beginning of the night was kind of a blur. Like, I don't really remember much, honestly. Like, I couldn't really tell you, like, what I was doing. I think I, like, ran into, like, my coworkers. Like, when I say I literally ran into them, it's because there were so many people there that it was, like, you were literally, like, there. I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah,
like,
it was, like, I don't even know. Like, fucking high school assembly when they're telling you to all, like, squish together.
Yeah.
Like, there was so many people.
When you're, like, squished on the dance floor of the club. Like, it's just gross.
It's
like,
so bad.
But worse.
Yeah.
And it was so hot in there.
Yeah.
It was so hot in there. But, yeah, there was, like, a ridiculous amount of people to where one of our hosts had to, like, stand outside the door and be like, do I know you? And, like, literally they'd be like, I'm so-and-so's friend. And then she was like, well, I don't know so-and-so. Like, I'm sorry. And, like, random-ass people were coming to this party. Mm-hmm. Like, it was insane.
Yeah.
It was insane. I don't know how the cops didn't come earlier.
Yeah, that's true.
I really don't know how. But, yeah, I really just remember showing up, taking, like, a couple pictures with people, and then I couldn't even tell you. Yeah. So, Alexis was, I already knew when she was, like, downstairs, was, like, getting fucked up. And she had to use the bathroom. Like, I remember, like, her ex was telling me, like, she's going to be sick. Or, like, he told me something. And then I was just like, fuck it. Like, just use the upstairs bathroom. Because no one was supposed to go up there.
Yeah. So, okay, background story again, really quick. So, before quarantine, and I think I said this in another episode too, like, I never went out. I never drank. And it was mainly because I was always so fucking busy all the time. Like, I was working 2 full-time jobs as a manager at both. Like, I just did not have the time nor the energy. Actually, I wasn't a manager at both, but I was working 2 full-time jobs. And I was like, I did not have the time or energy to even, like, deal with that shit. And so I never would go out. I never really drank. So I was a super fucking lightweight, like super duper duper lightweight. And I go to this party, and one of my friends, she's known for getting other people fucked up, and her, like, leaving just as, like, a little fucking fairy, like, she-devil that, like, is perfectly on a perfect level of drunk.
She's just like, okay, I did my job, as, like, you're about to die.
Yeah, exactly. So she's like, let's take shots. Like, every 5 seconds. Like, let's chug. Like, blah, blah, blah. And I was, like, about it, because I never get to do that. Like, I never would get to go out. I would never get to, like, hang out or go to parties or whatever. So it's like, I was like, bet, bitch. Again, I hadn't eaten at all that day. So what should have taken at least a few hours took like an hour and a half. I was an hour and a half into that party and I had to puke already. It was so bad. And I remember I told my ex, like, I really gotta pee. Like, there's a line, I really gotta pee. And it's like...
The line was so long.
It was so bad. I was like, I'm literally gonna pee my pants.
There was at least, like, 25, 30 people in line for the bathroom.
It was like you're at a whole ass nightclub. Like, it was so bad.
And there's only one restroom.
Yes. So then Gabby tells me, like, yeah, you can go upstairs, like, blah, blah, blah. So then...
And mind you, I had no business telling them they could go upstairs. This was not my house.
Yeah. that is true.
I was really close with, like, the people, and I had been there, like a lot of times before that, and I was like, okay.
And I had also been there a lot of times before that, and I was really cool with one of the guys that lived there. So
I was like, they know us. It's not like you're
rando.
Like,
yeah. So I go upstairs, and I go pee, and I do pee, and when I'm done peeing, I'm like, I'm gonna be sick, like 100%. I have to puke. Like, this is not okay. So here are my options. I can puke on myself. I can puke in the toilet, and I hadn't flushed the toilet yet, so I have my own pee splashed on my face along with my puke. Yes. Or I can turn my head to the left and puke on the shower rug.
How many seconds did it take you to decide?
I kid you not. It was like not even a choice. Like, it was just manually, my body was like, you're not gonna get your own shit on you.
And urine.
Well, no, I'm saying like urine or throw up. Like, you're not gonna get your own bodily
yeah.
fluids on yourself. Like, no. So I threw up on the shower rug to my left. And Bucky literally was like, are you good? Like, and opens the door. And I'm still like sitting on the toilet, throwing up to my left. It was just, I can only imagine what a sight to see. And so I don't know, did he go get you, or did you like just come to check up on us because he had told us to go up there?
No, he definitely didn't do that. I went upstairs because I knew you were up there because I told you guys to go. And then I was just like, you know what, I'm going to go check on Alexis. And I went, and then Bucky was outside of the bathroom at first. And I was pretty drunk still. So I don't remember what exact words were exchanged. But basically, I think he just, like, wanted me to, like, check on you. Because at first, I don't think you were letting him in.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Honestly, at this point, let me tell you, after the decision was made that I wasn't going to let pee splatter in my face or throw up on myself, I do not remember the rest of the night. That was one of 2 times that I could say I had blacked out in the 5 years that me and Bucky were together. Halloween 2017.
Yeah.
Tragic.
And then I go in, and like, so she's just like sitting there defeated, basically. So I put her, and her hair was up. Or her hair was down. Like, her hair was down all over her face. She was sweating a little bit. Like you know how, like, you just go numb and you just, like, your body's just hanging down. Like, and you just look like a corpse almost at this point. And I was
you go
like,
limp.
oh, my God. Yeah. That's what I mean. And so I put your hair up, and then I just started, like, rubbing your back. I was just, like, massaging her back because that's all you can do, really.
Yeah.
And I was just like, just let it out. It's okay. Like, I was just trying to be there, and me and her weren't even really, like, friends.
Yeah,
like,
we're not close.
And then I was just like, you know what? And I looked to the left, look at the shower rug, and it's in all its glory, there it was.
Yeah.
All the throw up.
Yep.
So I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna get rid of this rug, okay? Like, I'll be right back. And she's like, okay. Like,
laying there dead.
So I, like, roll up this shower rug, like, as best I can so I don't spill it or touch it. Like, as best I can. And mind you, and I'm wearing these heels, and I'm drunk. And these stairs are steep. And I was like, if I fall and get this throw up on me, I'm gonna join her. I'm gonna join her in the bathroom.
Yeah, we're gonna die there.
We're just gonna die there and just never come out.
No.
But luckily, I took my sweet time, made it out, and then there is some asshole blocking the door to go outside in the backyard so I could, like, put this shit in the dumpster. And he was like, no one's allowed outside. And I was like, I need to throw this out. And he's like, you can't go. And I was just like, oh, like, do you want to take it then? And I opened it up a little bit, and he's like, oh, my bad. And
What
I
a
was
dick.
I was like, that's what I freaking thought.
I'm glad he used my throw up as a weapon.
Absolutely.
Yes. It would have been disrespectful if he hadn't.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So eventually I threw it out, made my way back upstairs. She's still kind of in the same position, but Bucky's there kind of like talking her through it. And eventually, like, she stopped. You stopped. I don't know if you remember. Like, obviously, you stopped. But you're okay. Like, we literally both helped you, like, downstairs. Like, man down. No one gets left behind. Her arms are, like, around both of us. And we're just, like, carrying her down.
It was, like, I wasn't even, like, when I tell you, there's been, like, legit 2 times when my soul has left my entire fucking body. And that was one of those times. Like, I was not coherent. Oh my god! It's the demon.
It's the demon.
Demon.
You know what? It's kind of windy, and it's probably your door.
Yeah, it's my door.
Dude, it hasn't done that in a while.
Scary.
That was really, like, my heart jumped.
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck is in our house?
I think I'm a little sober now.
Oh, jeez. I forgot what I was talking about.
I did too.
God damn it.
Oh, so your soul left your body.
Yeah. My soul completely left my body. I was, like, not coherent at all. Like, people were talking to me, and, like, I know I was, like, responsive, but to say that I remember even a split second of what was said, I don't.
Would be a lie.
It was a lie, 100%. It was so bad. And then what made it worse was that I drove that night. So I wasn't technically DD because, like, my ex could drive my car and I totally trusted him and stuff. But, like, I 100% was not supposed to get that fucked up, let alone within an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So he had to drive me home or drive us home because at that point I was already, like, living with him. And we couldn't find my car keys, like, at all. We couldn't find my purse, like, at all. And he's like, where did you put it? And he's, like, trying to, like, really get me to, like, pay attention and, like, listen. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I could only imagine.
And then, but the thing is I had given them to the host of the house. We're going to call her, what are we going to call her?
You could call her Ariel.
Okay, we'll call her Ariel. So Ariel had taken my purse when I had first gotten to the house. But by the time I had gotten to the house, she was already fucked up. So Ariel had no idea where she had put my purse. And it was just at this point, like, a giant fucking mystery to everyone. Like, how the fuck are we going to get home? Like, you can't find your purse. I don't know where it is. Like, blah, blah, blah. So he has to go on a manhunt inside. And I think you went with him to help him. Yeah.
I did.
And I was sitting outside with, like, one of our other friends. We'll call her Flower. And her boyfriend.
I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
Why am I so funny?
The creativity.
Oh, Jesus Christ. God damn it. Anyways. So she's talking to me with her boyfriend, and we're just having a good old time. They're just having a great time, laughing at me, like. No, I'm just kidding. They were actually, like, sitting there taking care of me, making sure that, like, I was good, I wasn't throwing up anymore, like, I was chilling until Bucky could find my keys and we could leave. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And Gabby had went inside to go help Bucky. Mm-hmm. And you guys found my keys eventually.
I think we did. I think they were in the host's bedroom.
Yeah, they were in Ariel's bedroom the whole time. That's what I had said.
Which makes sense.
One believed me.
Yeah, we eventually found them, and I remember, like, him just being, like, super grateful. Because, honestly, I don't know what he would have done if he was, like, by himself. Like, obviously, like, he would have taken care of you to the best of his ability, but that man needed help, like.
Yeah. And we had our dog, so it was just all bad. Yeah. That's what made it, like, scarier and, like, worse.
What? I didn't see Max. I only saw Max in the beginning of the night. Like, I didn't see him for the rest of the night.
No, yeah. He was with the dogs in the garage. And then when you guys went looking for my keys, he was outside with Flower and her boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was just Halloween 2017 was a goddamn mess. It was such a mess. That's literally, I think that's the shortest amount of time I've ever been to a party in my life. Even maybe as a kindergartner with like a party limit, like I think that's still the shortest amount of time I've ever been to a party. But that was also the night where like me and Gabby became friends, because obviously she helped me out so much. So then the next time I saw her, I like had to thank her and like be like, wow, like, you know, you're cool for that, like whatever.
And I was like, don't even worry about it. It's okay. Like,
yeah. And then after that, it kind of just became like a joke between us, because it was like kind of really funny. Mm-hmm. And then we would just joke around about it. And then we started talking more. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much, I feel like, what kicked it off.
Blossomed.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. So 2017 kicked it off. 2018 comes around. We're getting a lot closer. Like, we're hanging out a lot more. 2019 comes around.
I'm basically going to her house like every other day after work.
Yes. Like, we're having such a good time. Like, she would literally, what was cool about it is, like, she knew how busy I was. And at this point, like, Bucky didn't give a fuck. And, like, she knew how busy I was. And she would, like, separate time. She'd be like, okay, I'm going to come over at this time because I know you have work at, like, this time. Or, like, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And my own, like, boyfriend wouldn't even do that. So I was like, wow, like, she's a real ass friend, you know? Mm-hmm. So then we started hanging out. And it was, like, super fun. And then we became besties. And then, you know, 2019, like, towards Halloween 2019 was actually, like, a really, really hard time for both of us, because that's when we had to start looking for a place to live and all of that stuff. But like the fact that we hadn't even decided at that point that we were going to live together was just like crazy. So it's just wild. From 2017 we didn't really talk, we were cordial but we weren't friends, to now we're here 2020 throwing an entire party together.
And the fact that we got close in such a little time to where I told myself that I'd be able to live with you is insane.
It's like we clicked once we allowed those like kind of those walls to come down and like to us to actually get to know each other. We clicked like instantly. Like it was so crazy. And like, yeah, I mean, we bicker, we bitch at each other, we fight, but like
it's normal.
And it's never like toxic. It's just like healthy little like bickering. And it's like we can, for the most part, talk it through within 20 minutes. And if we can't, then we'll give each other like some space, because we know each other well enough to know like, okay, we're just not going to bring that up until like we're ready to talk about it.
And it's so funny because like we were bickering about something like a couple weeks ago, and we went to the park, and then she was like, so I feel like I kind of want to talk to you about something. And we both know we should talk about it, but we're not talking about it. And I was just like, you're right. Like, we're not. And I changed the subject like 10 times before we actually got to like talking about it.
But it's like we both knew. Like,
we both knew
it was
something
an
was
issue.
up. Yeah. And eventually, like, we did talk about it, but that's just how we are. Like,
but it's cool because it's like so weird just to have somebody know you to that level. Because like even my ex, even though we were so close, he was one of my best friends for the longest time. Like, he still didn't even know me necessarily to that extent to where he would know what conversation to bring up, what to not bring up, or like whatever, you know? So it was just so crazy. And it was so cool to have like a girlfriend that I could like talk to about that kind of stuff. So anyways, 2020, we are hosting a party in our house. Which is so cool. Like, it's gonna be a year in like a week or two.
Ourselves like a little cupcake or like a little tiny little cake for like our anniversary or friendship anniversary.
Our friendship anniversary, you're right. We can still do it for our house anniversary though.
Yes.
Because that's gonna be coming up soon.
Yes.
But yeah, so we hosted this party, and okay, so start of the party, I had like 3 outfit changes because I wasn't sure what the fuck I was gonna wear that night. And then Gabby got all ready, and then she was with her man, so they were like hanging out. And then like people started to come, but like at that point it was like more so like people like Gabby had invited, so like I wasn't really like sure who they were. Or like not sure who they were. I knew who they were, but I'm just not as close to them. So I like was still upstairs like changing and like getting ready and like whatever. And then I come down, and then like the party's like starting. Like we're starting to take shots. Like people are like more and more people are coming. I'm drinking White Claws. Like
I only took shots that night.
It is on. And the thing is, so me and Gabby tend to, like, gravitate away from each other during parties. Like, I don't know what it is.
I don't see Alexis at all in our own house when we have these little kickbacks or parties. Like,
Yeah.
I never see her.
Yeah.
Like, I'll see her at the beginning of the night, and I'll see her at the very end, and that's because almost everyone's gone.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think maybe we're just such good hostesses that, like, one person takes on one group and the another person takes on another group and then we swap.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
I definitely jump around a lot
Yeah.
to make sure, like, everything's, like, cool.
Yeah. So, I don't know. But I never see you, like, throughout the whole party. Mm-hmm. So, I hadn't seen Gabby for, like, a cool hour. I come inside to grab another drink, and I see Gabby going through the fridge like a fucking savage. And she comes out, she, like, rips open a loaf of bread. Like, first of all, like, what? And, like, second of all, like, it was, like, literally watching a wild animal just like rip open some fucking bread. And she like grabs a piece out. I was like, Gabby, like, why are you eating like just like bread like that? And she's like, I'm there, I'm gone, like I'm pretty fucked up. And I was like, oh, like, are you sure? Are you good? And one of my other friends comes in, and we're gonna call her Charmin, and she oh god.
If you were there, you know
yes,
why we're calling her
100%.
Charmin.
She's my favorite person. And so she comes up and she's like, she kind of looks at me like, what? And I was like, I don't know. And I was like, Gabby, let's take a shot. And I was like, Charmin, are you down? And she's like, yeah. And Gabby was like, no, I have to take a water shot. Like, I can't take any more shots. I was like, okay, that's fair.
Like, I still wanted to participate.
Yeah.
But I couldn't drink anymore.
But she couldn't
like,
drink
I know
anymore.
when I need to stop.
So I poured myself a shot, and then I had poured, I was getting ready to pour Charmin a shot, and she was like, Gabby was like, oh, I thought you were gonna, like, take a water shot with me. She's like, yeah, like, for sure, I'll take a water shot with you. And then, so I was like, okay, like, I guess. So Gabby gives her a water shot, Gabby takes the water shot, and we're like, okay, like, ready, 1, 2, like, 3, you know? And we take the shot, and I take my shot, and then they take their water shots, and Charmin, all I hear after is, and then Gabby makes a face like as she just as if you took a vodka shot, like literally. And I was like, Gabby, like, I know it's tap, but goddamn, like
acting like I took a whole lot of shot.
So funny.
Mind you, I knew it was water.
Yes, and me and Charmin were just laughing at her for like a cool 5 minutes. And then, did anything crazy happen to you during the night?
Anything crazy happen? Honestly, not really. Like,
No.
It was a pretty good night. I think the craziest thing that happened with me was probably, like, I fell with Alexis.
Oh my god, I fell twice that night. So I fell with Gabby, apparently. I don't remember doing that. But I also ate shit in the kitchen, and I broke, like, oh my gosh. I ate shit in the kitchen, like, bad. And it was so funny. And my sister was there, and then, like, this freaking other person was there, and they walked out right as I had basically hit the floor. And I was just like, Jesus Christ, like, this is it. This is why I don't get dick. Like, this is it.
I think the most twat thing I did when I was super fucked up was there was this, like, guest who, like, Alexis has talked about before.
Oh my god. What was his name? Was it Brian?
I forgot what we named him.
I think it's Brian.
Brian?
Honestly, I don't remember.
I don't either.
Go back to the Work Boyfriends episode.
I don't remember what we named him.
I don't know.
But basically, someone we talked about before. Like, because I was greeting a lot of the people that, like, came through the door. And then I saw, like, someone, like, I knew, and then I saw, like, these 2 other guys, and I was just like, hi, welcome, and then the first guy was like, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm like, yeah, and then they go through, and then the last guy, Alexis, like, little guest,
little guest, they were all my guests, you think?
I know, it was a special guest. Oh my god. Are you live?
I choked on my spit a little bit. It was scary.
Oh, are you okay?
I was gonna die.
Do you want some more water?
No.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, though.
So we'll just say Brian. And Brian comes in and he was like, hi, I'm Brian. And I literally, okay, I'm so fucked up. And I take another, like, 2 seconds, which probably felt like a minute. Because I was like, oh, okay. And then I looked back at him and I kind of gave him this look like, I know you. Like, I know who you are, Brian.
I hate it.
And I was like, oh, hi, Brian. Like, I'm Gabby. It's so nice to meet you. Like, super extra. So that was the probably, like, that was the most twat thing I probably did.
Jesus Christ. Honestly. Okay. So I tend to have a pattern. If I'm, like, chilling, I'm chilling for the night. Like, I know how to chill. Like, I know, like, when to cut myself off. If I'm trying to, like, get a little trashed, I tend to, like, be good most of the time, but then bits and pieces of my night will, like, kind of just go astray. Like, I don't know what happened for, like, 5 or 10 minutes out of, like, 11, 12. Like, it just is what it is. Or there's nights where I just get completely shit-faced, like Halloween 2017 or the first week of freaking coronavirus, and I black out completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have stages. The Halloween night, I was trying to get trashed a little bit, so I remember bits and pieces of that night. But I remember for the most part, like, I remember most of it. But there are bits and pieces that are missing. But I just know I did some real twat shit that night that we have to take to the grave.
To the grave.
To the grave. So me and Gabby have this thing where if we do either, like, dumb shit to where, like, if people knew, they would literally probably sue us for how dumb we are. Or, like, just, like, crazy shit, like, that we had no business doing.
No business.
We will tell each other, or we know a secret.
Yes.
Or if we know a secret that we know can never get out.
Yes.
We will tell each other and then say, take it to the grave. And when one of us says, take it to the grave, that means, bitch, like, literally, even as a ghost, you better not fucking come out and tell anyone.
Yes.
Like, you have to take it to the grave, bury it with you, never bring it back to life.
Yes.
We're never talking about it. Well, actually, we'll talk about it amongst each other, but we can never talk about it with other people or in front of other people. Mm-hmm. Basically, we have this thing where, like, if I'm going to tell her something or she's going to tell me something, we say, take it to the grave. All right. We know that this cannot come out of our little just two-way conversation. Mm-hmm. And there were a lot of take it to the graves that night.
There were a couple graves to
take it to.
I don't know. All I mean is, like, I went digging that night.
Yeah.
I was digging.
Yeah.
We
were just taking it to the grave the whole night. And I think it's just, like, goes to show how much our friendship, like, has grown and what it's come to, like, from Halloween 2017 to me being, like, trash and us not even being friends to now it's, like, take it to the grave. Yeah. Like, you know, and, like, I tell Gabby everything. She's probably, like, the one person I will tell everything to, even if it's about her. Like, I might not say I have an issue right away, but, like, if I do have an issue, I'll tell you, and then I feel like it's the same, like, vice versa. Mm-hmm. So it's, like, there's not really, like, or there's not, like, any secrets between us, and so when we say take it to the grave, we fucking know. Mm-hmm. That's what it is, and you better not fuck it up.
That's right.
100%.
100%.
You know what's crazy? What's our segment today?
You know what's crazy? We didn't make one.
All right. What is or isn't your cup of tea? Should we drink before the episode or smoke before the episode?
Because I'm definitely feeling a different vibe from myself.
Yeah.
Compared to when I drink during this, and for the first time now have smoked before.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, Gabby, we don't smoke often.
No. But... So when the editing starts to happen and I'm listening to this, I think I'll know.
Yeah. But we want to know from you guys. Which one do you prefer?
The marijuana or the alcohol?
The Mary Jane or the Jameson?
The Mary Jane or the Jameson?
Bro, I don't know how I came up with that. I'm like 8 Mile out here.
If anyone ever wants to, like, you should just see Alexis right now.
Oh, you're going to laugh so hard. What are we talking about?
Segment. Mary Jane or Jameson?
Yes.
I think for the next episode, because I love my cocktails. Like, anytime I go out with, like, my girlfriends, like, especially Ariel, she'll be like, why are your drinks always so pretty? It's like, because I always just like cocktails, and they put pretty stuff in it.
That's true.
So I think for the next episode, unless someone tells me to get high before, I'm going to make little cocktails for us. Ooh. Like, I'm going to try and just experiment, buy some stuff,
Do it.
and see what happens.
I support that message. I hope this really happens because we have a tendency to lie.
It's gonna 1-800 happen.
Did you just say 1-800?
So it's real. So it's real.
It's 1-800 gonna happen.
Ooh.
I hate it. This episode is a flop. It's a whole ass flop.
You know what we need?
What?
We need that keyboard with all the
Oh my
sound
god, with
effects.
the should we get that for each other for
Oh my
Christmas?
God.
Just pitch in for one?
That'll be good.
That'd be so
That'll be our
funny.
Christmas gift since we're
I'd do that.
broke.
Ding dong.
Yes.
I like that. That.
The boo.
Why I gotta choose that one? Why I gotta choose that
That's a common one.
one? Oh shit. But anyways,
Listen to Ariana Grande's new album.
34 plus 35 is the best song on the album. Don't at me, don't quote me.
Banger, obviously. But I personally love POV.
I beg to differ. 34, 35 is the best song on the album.
It's definitely not Positions. I'm sorry. It's a good song.
It is a good song, but I have
It's
to
not
agree
the
with you on
best.
that. I think it would be the most popular though out of all the songs.
Yeah.
So I think she made a good decision with releasing that one. But
Yes. I was just upset when I listened to the song with her and Doja Cat, and I wasn't really feeling it that
I
much.
like that song. I don't feel it as much as I feel the other song, but I definitely still like it.
I think I just gotta listen to it enough to where I make myself love it
I feel that.
because I want to.
Yeah. Well,
Where are we going with this?
I don't know, but you should listen to it. Advice of the day segment. Dun dun dun. Ariana Grande's new album, Positions, out now. Sponsored by. Oh shit, I fucked up.
You're on a roll.
God damn it.
Basically, available on all platforms.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we're finally on iTunes. This is so
Speaking of
exciting.
being on platforms,
We're on platforms now.
Why are you talking about Ariana Grande?
So we're on Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, some other podcasts that I forget what website they're called.
SoundCloud.
But no, I already said that. Oh, I didn't say that. I didn't. Or maybe I did.
Maybe
Did
you
I
did.
say SoundCloud, Spotify? I don't know, but now I did. So that's all that matters.
Yep.
And we're on those. So depending on which platform you're available to listen to, we would really appreciate it if you listen to Apple Podcasts and you subscribe to us and you rated us. I mean, if we're trash, then just say it.
Just say
like,
it.
we want to know.
And the way it rates, is it stars? Is
Yeah,
it out
stars.
of 10?
It's, I think it's out of 5. Like 5-star review. If you don't leave us a 5-star review,
You know, I'd be happy with 3.5.
cry myself to sleep.
The way your lip was moving into this mic.
I was trying to like not move my mouth at all, but it was moving. I hate it here. Anyways, if you hate us, I understand. I do too.
You know what? I don't think we're gonna smoke before next time. This episode was hashtag messy. Halloween 2017 to Halloween 2020.
To today, messy.
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 Gabriella is my favorite person. I just want you all to know. Like,
Shout out to whoever put money in our party foul jar.
oh my gosh, yes. So we have this jar. It's a pretty big jar. And it says party foul $1. And we created it because like literally every time we would throw something, there would be some sort of party foul. It's bound to happen.
And
That's
half the
just how it is.
time, it's Maite.
100%.
breaking
At
some
My
shit.
This Sand, episode 4. Check it out.
Yes. But there's always been like a couple bucks in here. And like the next morning, and I'm like looking around. And I was like, there looks like there's more money in this jar.
100%. Somebody put like $4 or $5.
$4 or $5 in here. And I was like, wow, we'd love to see it. So if y'all come over, and you see our party foul jar, that's like mine and Alexis's like little vacation fund.
Yeah. So please support. If you spill a drink, put $1 in the jar or some change. We're not picky. Yeah. I mean, it says $1, so don't be cheap. Like, there's 4 quarters.
Yeah, come on.
But I mean, it is what it is. Whatever you can donate.
There's even like some change in here too.
Yeah, whatever you can donate. Well, we accept all fees. I mean, all donations. All donations.
All donations accepted.
Yes.
Venmo, Cash App.
Oh my god, I forgot those were the Zelle. Ooh.
Zelle.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Mhm. I'm done with this. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
It's time.
Yeah. It was a real messy ass Halloween. I know we didn't go into details of what was taken to the grave, but that's because it was taken to the grave.
That's because it was taken to the grave.
So, and it doesn't even, honestly, I feel like half the time when we say that shit, it's just like we say really dumb things or do really dumb things, and we just never want to talk about it again because, again, somebody will sue us for being so dumb.
That's true. But I feel that there also have been things that we have found out about that we have no business knowing.
No business knowing.
No business
and we
knowing.
take it to the fucking
and
grave.
We're not scandalous and spread shit around.
Yes.
So we're like,
oh my god, yes.
You know what, we're
that
taking
is,
this
I
to
think,
the
the
grave.
biggest, like, take it to the graves.
Yeah.
I think that really is.
Those are not even
when
ours.
it's not even
Someone
about
else's.
us. Yeah.
Someone
when it's not
else's.
even about us. Yeah. But that was the episode. It was messy. Honestly, I lost my train of thought like 12 times. Maybe, like, I think I'm more coherent when I'm drunk than
I think I've spaced out like 12 times during this episode. So.
Yeah. It's been a mess, but it's been real.
Love
you guys.
I'm trying to keep my eyes open right now.
Yeah.
But thank you for tuning in. Again, we're available on so many more platforms now.
Yes.
But
Spotify,
now Apple.
Yes. YouTube, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts. We're going to be keeping track of mostly our Spotify, our Apple, and our YouTube. So if you don't have Apple Podcasts, then you can listen to us on Spotify. If you don't have Spotify, then YouTube. Mm-hmm. And subscribe because, like, it really does, like, actually tell us if we should even, like, come up with new topics or just talk about our everyday lives because our lives are an actual joke. But yeah, so hopefully you guys tune in next time too. I feel like every episode gets longer and longer, but like honestly we just don't know when to shut the fuck up.
That's true.
So
we probably should have stopped like 25
3
minutes
minutes laughing.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of editing, but thank you for still listening.
I was going to say you're welcome.
I hate you. Woo. Anyways, all right. Well, thank you. And then we don't have an episode planned yet for next time. So until then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.